When a defining moment comes, either you define the moment or the moment defines you. Have you defined the moment that you decided that you're not going to concern yourself with the naysayers, that you're not going to concern yourself with what has happened and what hasn't happened, but you're going to make the commitment to do whatever it is that needs to be done so that you can have the lifestyle that you've never experienced before? Or the moment defines you and you decide to play it safe. 20 years from now, you thought to yourself, what if I would have taken that chance on myself? What if I would have stayed in the game? What if I would have kept putting in the effort? What if, what if, what if? Let me tell you something, my friend. Something amazing begins to happen when you decide to make the decision to move forward on your dreams and your goals. If you are an underdog, you've got to believe against all odds. You've got to learn to close your ears to everyone. You've got to learn to close your ears to everything. Block out the distractions. Learn to get and stay focused. Be very intentional, very deliberate, and very strategic. You're very deliberate about what time you wake up. You're very deliberate about what time you go to bed. You're deliberate about what you eat, what you don't. And you're very deliberate about what people you bring into your life. If you're surrounded with negative people, you're going to be negative yourself. Stay very, very focused, very intentional, and very deliberate, because winners win and losers lose. And if you create a culture of losing, if you keep being a victim, if you keep letting losing happen to you, if you keep letting people do to you what it is they do and treat you in some form of way, then that is your culture. So here's what I'm going to say to you. There's going to be times when you're going to wonder, why? Why should I keep going and working on my business? Why should I keep at it? Why should I keep picking up the phone and making the phone calls? Why should I keep fighting for my goals and fighting for my dreams? I want to remind you, you have got to show up for your life, regardless of the circumstances. You have got to show up in spite of the naysayers. You have got to show up in spite of the conversations going on in your mind. You have to show up for your life. Because if you don't, no one else will. When you hit something in your life, a barrier, an obstacle, you have to find a way around it or through it. You have to stop at nothing. You have to become unstoppable. I want you to fight for this dream like your life depends on it. Because what if it does? Because you know what it does. If you want to make it happen, it's up to you. You have to put your life on the line and do whatever it is that it's going to take. Welcome to our final day. Today is the day that we finish what we started. How many times have you started something that you haven't finished? How good does it feel that you're here right now, watching this video right now, and you've been doing all of the videos so far, and you've been doing it for 5 days now, day in, day out. And the trainings haven't been 5 minutes, and we've got 60 minutes at least every single day, and that's an amazing accomplishment. You should really feel good about these different habits that you're starting to form now, because that's what we're doing, isn't it? We're working on our habits, and you've got this. You've got it. You've got confidence. You're showing up. Even if you don't know what it is that you're doing, even if you don't know what to do, you're still doing it. And that's the whole point of this. You don't have to know what it is that you're doing. You just have to have a direction of where you're going, and you've got to take action. Okay, so wow, I can't believe that we're here. It felt like it's just gone by so fast. At the same time, it's gone by really slowly. But today, I promise you, is going to be an amazing day. It's day number 5, and we're going to finish what we started, right? You with me? So here's a couple of different things that we're going to be going through today. First of all, great job on your offer. Really good. I'm sure that you did your action, right? And remember, it does get better with time. So don't worry too much about how good it is, okay? So you're going to want to get feedback, right? And because you get this feedback, you're going to keep improving it and you practice it. You can do it. You can see what it is that you do. You can see what other people do. Now that you know what to do, go out and model it. Model people who are already doing really well. Model their offers, okay? And you can kind of look at them objectively now and say, oh, okay, they're going into the problem right now. And oh, I see that this is the problem, or sorry, the promise section. Still having problems with the promise and problem. Oh, okay, and now I see that they're doing the outcome part, or this is the result. Oh, so that is the process now. These are the objections. Oh, okay, now we're going through the bonuses, and they're throwing in, look, there's the guarantee. So now you kind of know what to watch for in other people's office, right? Because you're going to start to learn and you're starting to think, hey, what can I do for my business? How can I take away what they're doing and start to mesh it together? And that's where you're going to start, and you're going to start to see it now, because that's how we all learn, right? We all learn from modeling people who are in the position we want to be, getting training from those people, like the people who have gone through it before and have done it already. And now you're starting to see the different ideas and strategies and principles and ways for you to be able to grow your business. And for a lot of you, this is a hit, right? It's like, I'm getting it now. I'm starting to get it. Yay! So it's all about not just what you know, who you know, but how are they saying it as well? Because I mentioned this at the very beginning, that you hear the same thing sometimes 10 times in 10 different ways. And all of a sudden, one is going to hit home. And that's why it's really good to talk to so many people, okay? Different people. Because, if you stop learning, you die, right? The day we stop learning is the day it's all over. You've got to continuously learn. We've got to continuously evolve. So day number 5 today is all about momentum. All right, let's get it going. You're never too good to make a change. It's never too perfect, right, to make a change. We're always fine-tuning to learn what our audience wants to learn from us, right? That's one thing that we're always continuously getting feedback on. We learn from our audience. We learn the language, which might change. So that means that our messaging may need to change as well to, really encompass what it is that they want. And the landscape of everything might change. We might have to go from live events to virtual events because of some economic or some pandemic type stuff, right? We have to continuously change and be able to evolve with what's going on. So what if we don't have an offer just yet? Okay, well, there's 3 ways you can go about getting one. So you can find someone else and sell their stuff, right? This is the easiest way. So we have stuff we can sell, or that way you will have stuff to sell. Network marketing companies have some great stuff. So you can, sign up for affiliate programs because there's so many different types. And if you've had experience with their programs or some of their products, you can start to sell some of this stuff. That's, they usually give you a proven sales system or a proven offer that you can go out and sell. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2 is something that I call pre-sell. So pre-selling basically means that you're selling in advance. It's right there in the word, right? So if I, for example, have a book coming out, I can pre-sell the book. I have an app coming out. I can pre-sell the app. I have a live course that I want to run. I can pre-sell the course. So number 3 is you can pre-sell your coaching as well. Ever hear of that? You can pre-sell something else. Like you don't need to be, you don't need to have the coaching ready, but you're set to do it. You already know the problem, the promise, and you should by now know the process, or at least have some ideas. And the best way that you can understand what you really can be working on with people is simply by getting them to fill out an intake form before you coach them, right? Anyone who's worked with me has always filled in a form before you even talk to me. So have them fill in the form. What's going on in your life? What kind of obstacles are going on? What would you like to work on in terms of this? How would you like to do that, right? All sorts of questions. You haven't done any work yet at this time. You're probing them and you're getting the information that you want to get out of them so you can create a course based on what they're saying. And that's very specific, and that's, something that really works efficiently. So there's, this, this really is a great way to figure out what it is. So you want to be efficient, you want to be effective, and, I want to do a lot of extra work for you guys as well. Do you want me to do extra work for you? Okay. So I don't like doing extra work. Business is part of my life. Business is not my whole life. And I value my time really very, very much. I love working, but I also like my time off. So for me to do extra work or repetitive work is silly. You don't need to do it. So, working extra is not working efficiently. But you need to keep active. You need to keep working. And that's what momentum is. So day 5 is all about momentum. Because one of the biggest challenges that we as business owners have is we need to get into momentum and stay in momentum. Newton's law, of course, states that a body stays in motion. A body at rest tends to stay at rest, which is why I'm pretty obsessed with directive action, because that's what we want to be taking. 3 steps, whether it's big, small, it doesn't matter. I just want you to take 3 steps in the right direction. Usually we start with 1, but go for it. Make it 3, right? It doesn't even have to be the right direction. Just get moving and stay moving. With our machine, as we know, we have to take at least one direction where we're going. We have to know where it is we want to go in. And we need to make sure that we're continuously taking steps forwards, taking actions. So really, a lot of us tend to get out of the actions and we end up not getting any of the results that we want. We're not finishing. We don't finish what it is that we want. Thus, we do not get the results that we want. But when you're in flow, right? When you're just mindful, when you're in momentum, you're feeling it, you're loving it, you're feeling it, and you're just going for it, not only do you get the results you want, you're way more focused, you're way more confident, you feel like you're in flow, you're getting it. And whether you're not, you're doing everything right, you're in momentum, you're continuously moving. That's what we want. Making these videos for you, making one video, writing the script and editing or whatever, it takes a full day, but I'm in flow, so I'm loving doing it. So you guys have created some really insane momentum throughout these last couple of days. Stay with that. Sometimes when you go back to the real world and, you have to work on it to stay in momentum because we lose the energy, don't we? That's really not what I want for you guys. I want you to be able to keep the momentum going. And that's really important for us to really understand how can we keep going, right? How can we pull on some principles or some strategies and say, okay, so now I'm aware of what's happening in my life. I'm aware of the lower energy that I have. So now I need to pull myself back into momentum. We have a tool for that. This is what I call my momentum matrix. And I'm going to go over it in a second. But the momentum matrix is a way for you to see your state. What state am I in right now? And then look at some different strategies and principles that can move you from whatever state you're in into momentum. Does that sound good? Do you like some of that? Would you like to have the momentum matrix? Perfect. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the principle. Principle number 1, when it comes to momentum, is you have to set yourself up to win, okay? So set yourself up for win. So many people think that winning is all about getting their end result, right? That's the only time I win is when I achieve the goal that I want. Well, what if you don't achieve your goal? Do we not win? You've done a lot of the work, so you won, right? So we need to redefine how we believe that we are winners. We have to redefine how we win. Winning is not achieving a goal for me. I don't look at achieving a goal in winning or losing kind of way. I look at it as changing myself, as what I need to do on a structural level inside. and on an actual action level on the outside, to set myself up to be in a position to achieve goals. So if my life is just, say, for example, 10, my goal is 10 million a year, right? And I'm only earning 1 million a year. Well, that's, my goal is pretty far off. It's 10 times less than what I'm doing. So I need to be thinking about what I would be doing if I was a 10 million a year earner. So what would I be doing on an internal basis? But also, what would I do on an external basis, like action-wise, delegation-wise, leverage-wise? So for me, the goal is about thinking outside of the box, thinking, how can I do things differently than what I've done right now? Because a lot of these things will keep coming up and we won't keep getting the results that we want unless we solve them. So mindset for me is a huge one to continuously work on every day. So we have to do things a little bit differently, right? If we want to get to the next level, if we want to get to the next step, we have to set ourselves up to win. For me, I make winning really easy because it's my life, it's my rules, right? I'm a referee of my own game. I can choose to make winning easy if I want, or you can choose to make it hard. And that's because you decided to make it hard. You're making it hard on yourself. So make winning easy, okay? Why not? I mean, you're setting yourself up for winning, okay? Set yourself up to win. And for me, by definition, winning is doing small actions towards a goal. So when I feel like I'm not winning enough, guess what? I take my eye off what the next step is so that I can get confident of what I'm doing right now. That way I set myself up for a win. So if I feel like I'm a little bit down, I'll be like, okay, what's the next step? What's an easy step that I can take, a simple action? That way I can gain confidence and I can win and I make it easy for myself. So I'm setting myself up to win now. Number 2, progress, not perfection, okay? When we're going after a goal and we have a very far way to go, we're measuring the gap between where we're at and where we're going, right? We know this gap. We've talked about it quite a bit now. We're always measuring, okay, if I'm not earning 1 million yet, I'm just here and I need to go here. That's a long way to go. And that can seem really far away and it can be really intimidating for us. And we can move out of momentum, right? We need to stay in momentum. So what we want to do is we want to not look at the gap. We want to look at the progress that we've made. We want to look at where we've come from and we want to honor the work that we've done. I'm rewarding the progress that we've made. I'm rewarding you right now for the progress that you've made with these last 5 videos, because really it's an amazing accomplishment. If you focus on the challenge that the last 5 days have been, not only do you feel better, you feel more confident and you feel more in flow, right? But if you're only focusing on, I have so much work to do and I'm not there yet. Oh, this is so overwhelming. Guess what's going to happen? You're going to get out of momentum. So just don't go there. Whenever I have setbacks, I make sure that I step away from the situation. I really focus on the good in my life and I'm grateful. And that way, when I come back, I've reframed my mind and the problems, they tend to take care of themselves. So progress over perfection. You don't need to be perfect to move forward, okay? You just need to measure progress. So progress is what we've done. Okay, third way is we have to know our markers. And knowing your markers means that, for example, you're taking a walk, you're hiking up a mountain, and there's these trail markers, right? So you know where you're going, you know where you've been, you know when you're on track. So if you don't know when you're on track, how are you supposed to stay in momentum? So we want to make sure that we understand our milestones and we understand our markers. And that's why really the output of the machine is what it's all about. We have to remember that the output is our destination. It's the top of the mountain in the next 90 days. So what are some of the markers that we can create to let us know that we are on track? If we don't know that we are on track, we are probably going to get lost in the way. When we look at the 90-day output and we say, okay, what would be some of the key milestones and markers that would at least let me know that I'm on track, right? So for example, I want to create 1,000 new fans or something like that. What are some of the things that I could do? or need to do? Well, I probably want to set up, my profiles. I'm probably going to go make sure that I have a system that I know how to bring the people in. And I want to make sure that I have some kind of tracking. And I now know I'm working towards my markers. So I'm working towards the markers, and I need to know what my markers are, because if I don't know them, I'm not going to be in momentum, right? I'm not going to know that I'm in momentum. So number 4 is we have to create desire. So sometimes our projects or goals, they're like something we want, but there's not much desire that comes into it. It's a bit strange, but it's true. There's not like, okay, let me get motivated. So, because when we're on our own, we need to start creating that desire ourselves, which means we need to be like a kid in a candy store. We need to get excited about what our eyes could possibly see. And this is, creating a reward for yourself in essence. So when I do this project, I'm going to do this for myself, or I'm going to do that for myself. I'm going to create a reward, and I'm going to celebrate. I always do my little happy dance whenever I've, achieved a little goal, even a little thing. Like, I'll have a bottle of wine that night, or I'm going to get a massage, or I'm going to take half a day off just because I can. And I'm going to get happy. I'm going to do something nice for myself, something that I want, something that I'm like, good job, pat on the back, reward yourself, reward yourself, celebrate it, do a little happy dance. When you talk to me, you'll see me do the happy dance so often. So the goal itself is great, but when we achieve little things, we have to celebrate it, so we keep going. So, we're always on the go, aren't we, entrepreneurs? We're always working. So the desire is what creates a little bit more celebration. We honor ourselves. We're saying, oh, well done to you, Jen. You did, and I'm proud of you. How good does that feel, right? So you have to start creating desire, and that's moving you towards something that it is that you want. Okay, the 5th principle for momentum is that we have to instill pain. Now, what that means is, I don't want you to start castiging yourself, but, if you're not going to do what it is that you say you do, you're going to get a consequence. Okay, so many of us are positive, right? We're so positive. These are the things we want. Yeah, this is what we can do. But everything has a cause and effect. So if you don't instill pain, then if you don't do what you're saying that you're doing, if you're not true to your word, then you have to, have a little voice saying, hey, get your act together. Let's go. We're going to have to do this, because if you don't, that's when it really gets scary. We have to instill some sort of pain in my life, or in your life. I'm going to instill pain in your life. Okay, so it can be pain as in thinking about what you're actually giving up, or how it's going to feel when you don't achieve your goal. So, you're not going to be able to spend time with your family. You're not going to be able to get to that dream house. You're not going to be able to earn the money that you want. You're going to have time away from your friends. You're going to be stuck. You're going to be stuck forever. You're going to die there in that house. It can be a pain in your mind. But, you need to have something that causes you to move forward, because the pain needs to be a consequence, right? If you don't achieve your goal, I make a list of things that I do every single day. And if I don't achieve it, I put a consequence on it for myself. I actively sit down and I think about really bad things that I don't want to happen. Like, if I don't achieve my goal, this is what's not going to happen. Oh my God, I don't want that. I want a perfect life. So we can't control the outcome, but we can control our actions. We can control our thoughts. We can control our feelings. We can only control our actions. We cannot control the outcomes, right? We cannot control that, but we can control the other things. So my consequences, if I don't do the actions, you need to have some crazy stuff happening. You need to create enough motivation to have you move away from pain towards pleasure. You don't need to just think about it. You can do stupid things as well. You can have an accountability partner who's just going to beat up on you, for example. Or, I've done it before where I actually had to give money to a charity which I really don't have anything with, and it really pained me to have to give the money. You can give money to a political party who you don't believe in. You have to put a little bit of fun into it, though. You can put a little bit of game into it as well. Because when it comes down to it, you need to stay positive in the momentum as well. Now, it's really easy not to do the things that, that you don't want to do, and, the things that you do want to do that sound great, but you need to take action. So we need to preset the game of life for us to win, a game of business that we can win. We need to set the game up for us to be able to strategize, and we need to have different triggers and events for us to actually do the things that we need to do, whether that's pain or pleasure, okay? So one of the things that triggers me is my phone. I'm always on it. I'm always checking messages. I'm always checking emails and what have you. So when I have family time, I leave it in the bedroom, and then I can actually hang out and not think about business for a little while. And it really helps me be more present. So what could you do? You could burn $100 bill, for example, because that would really suck, wouldn't it? Show yourself that you're burning money. So what's a consequence? What's a pain that you could give yourself? Maybe you'll upload a really embarrassing picture of yourself on Facebook. I don't know. I can't do it for you. Donate money to that political party that you hate, for example. Okay, so let's go into the momentum matrix really fast. So there's the axis. And on the axis, we have something. It's scattered. Outcomes are scattered. On the left, we have the x-axis, and it's scattered on the right side. And it's focused. So we have scattered, we have focused. On the bottom, we have doubt. On the top, we have confidence. So let's do this together. When we're scattered and when we're doubtful, what's going on in our life? What's our state? Does anyone know what our state would be if we're scattered and doubtful? Look at my body language. I'm down, right? We're doubtful. When we see these things, what's happening is we're unprepared. There's chaos. We're broken. There's fear. So when we're scattered and doubtful, we tend to be in a state of procrastination. So if you've ever procrastinated before, which is a major issue for a lot of you, and obviously for me it was as well, because when you're scattered and doubtful, all these things that you could possibly be doing, but you're doubtful that one of them is going to move you forward. You're doubtful. Is it going to work? Is it not going to work? You're doubtful because if I take this action, is it going to have the same result again? Am I going to fail again? That's why we procrastinate. We freeze up, right? So when we're scattered and doubtful, we're in procrastination mode. So now what you're saying when you're procrastinating, you're like, okay, well, I'm procrastinating. And if you've got a coach, your coach is going to come up to you and say, okay, let's look at your mindset. Okay, my friend, you're procrastinating because you're feeling down, you're scattered, and you're feeling doubtful, right? You are. Next, when you're scattered but confident, so that, to me, what does that mean? What does it mean when you're scattered and confident? This means that you're spread too thin. Okay, you're spread too thin. So when you're confident in what you're doing, but you're scattered in your thoughts and scattered with different things, too many moving parts going on at the same time. So, you've got your hand in too many pockets. You're trying to do too much at the same time. And this thing is going to cause you to be spread too thin. It's like, okay, I got this, I need to do this, and then I need to do that. And your list ends up being a mile long. We're too busy, way too busy, but we're confident in what we're doing because we are taking actions, but we're scattered. Like there's too many things that we can do, too many things we need to work on. So now we're doubtful, but we're still focused. So we're focused on what we want to do. So we know what it is we want to do, and we're focused on getting it, but we're doubtful of what we can do. So we're focused, but we're doubtful when we're doing this. And this tends to mean that we play small because we're focused in what we're doing, but we're doubtful in what we're doing. So we're playing smaller. We're not playing outright because if we were confident, if we were focused and confident, we would be in momentum. So we can be really focused, but we can be really doubtful at the same time. And then we're going to play smaller than we are. We're going to be less than our potential because we're not going to show up because this part is fear-based. And that's actually going to stop us from what it is that we want. So how do we create more confidence? Okay, we want to get out of procrastination. And based on the principles that I was just telling you, what are some of the ways that we want to do this? How can we become more confident? How can we be more focused? Well, one of the ways that we can be more confident is to set up to win. Make it easier for us to win, right? Or maybe our actions are just too big. So instead of doing the full actions, do it for like 10 minutes. Set yourself up to win. Second thing, Superman stance. Remember that? That physically puts you into state, psychologically puts you in state. Now, what's another way that we can make procrastination go away? We can create a desire, right? We can instill pain, right? We can focus on our progress of where we've gone, what we've done, where we're going, what have we managed to do. And all of those things are going to help us not only to be more confident, but they're going to help us be more focused. So all of these things that I would say, if you're procrastinating, number one would be look at setting yourself up to win. Like if you're thinking about too big of a task, set yourself up to it. The next would be to definitely think about your progress, okay? How far have I come? Oh, I've done so well. Why stop now? Keep going. And then think future-based. What kind of desire can I get to move myself forward? How can I now get myself to focus more, to play bigger and keep playing, right? I tend to focus on my outcomes, my dreams, my inspirations. Now, if you're confident but scattered, what are some of the things that you can do? Well, number one is to know your markers because you are scattered. If you're spread too thin, it's because you don't know your markers. Okay? And sometimes because you're a yes person. Well, guess what? I get spread thin a lot because I am a yes person. I aim to please. I love to help people, so I like to say yes. So for me, instilling pain really works because that says, don't do that, my friend. You have to dive into the cold pool again, or you have to post an embarrassing picture, you know? So that to me is saying, don't do it. So you've got to know your markers. You've got to have pain instilled if you're scattered, okay? Now, obviously, when we look at this, you can create a desire as well. But for most of you, these two things are really going to help. Okay, so when you're playing small, what can you do? Can you set yourself up to win? Is this too hard? No, my friends. Once you know the principles, once you know how to become aware where you are in the matrix, now you just need to take one of the steps, one of the strategies and principles that I've laid out for you, and you'll move yourself into momentum, right? Cheers to that. Play small when you're doubtful. You've got to create some desire, probably. And this is a progress one as well. So remember, when you're doubtful, that means that there is some fear base. You have to get over that fear. Fears are usually future-based. So remember, anticipation of pain in the future, that you have to be aware of. It's not just all made up, okay? It's all that BS story that we talked about in day 0. We've got to get out of that fear, right? That is moving forward. Okay, so we're taking the first step and we're going to set ourselves up to win. We've got to look at the progress we've done so far, right? If we're feeling overwhelmed with everything that we've got to do, well, let's look back and say, hey, so what are some of the awesome things that I've done this week that we do feel happy about, we're excited about? And then if we want some extra motivation, we can instill a little bit of pain. We can create some desire so that we're not set up just by fear because now we're focused. Journaling of what it is that you've done every day is a really good tool for this. We just need to do it. We need to know where we're going and go from there. So I hope that helps because it all comes down to you. The results in your business are all in here. And lately, I'm seeing a huge difference in knowledge versus mindset, even more and more. The knowledge versus our beliefs, our identity, our awareness, our consciousness, our enlightenment, our way to move forward, a way to change framing your mindset from good to, to bad, or actually bad to good, of course. Or the way that you continue on and just go with the flow, get in momentum, get in the flow. Even when you screw things up or things aren't happening the way you want, sometimes you just got to say, oh, well, whatever, step away from the situation and just do your best, right? Just to keep moving forward, just step away, come, give it good vibes, come back, and this often will have made the difference. It's not the knowledge that makes the difference. It starts with you. Once you are the right person, you start the machine, remember? Then the knowledge that you have can start to work for you. But until you've started the machine, it's not going to work. You have to start the machine first. And if you're procrastinated, if you're playing small, if you're playing, if you're spread too thin, your machine is not working at full capacity. When you're in momentum, when you're in flow, your machine is at full capacity, full peak level, full steam ahead. So you're like the train going 1,000,000 miles an hour, right? Like the bullet train in Japan. I love that. I've been on it. It's mind-blowing. If you can experience it, do it. So, okay, it's like that. That could be your machine. And I want to take you guys through something special because I want to really look at how much progress that you've really made. And I want to show you how much progress that you've been making over these last 5 days because honestly, it's going to blow your mind. So this is how much I can accomplish in 5 days, okay? What can I do in 90 days, right? This is really wild. When you can see how much you will accomplish in 5 days, think about in 90 days. Think about what you've done in 5 days. One of my programs in my Smart from Scratch or in my Freedom Revolution, which is for, slightly more advanced business owners, we promise you to get to 10,000 a month in 90 days. 90 days. We're like, what the heck? That's really short. And it is really short. But when you're committed and when you're doing something every single day, doing something right every single day, you're showing up every single day. It's really not a long time. Actually, it is a long time. It's a whole quarter. But what we did in 5 days was amazing. So in 90 days, in a year, in 5 years, in 10 years, don't underestimate yourself. Don't underestimate how much you can do. But it has to be fun. And you have to be willing to participate. So I wanted to go through this with you. I want you to close your eyes, unless you're in a car, of course. But I'd love to take you through our adventure together, our journey together. I'd love to take you through what we started and where we are right now. And then where you can go. So if you wouldn't mind, take a second to take a deep breath. Close your eyes. Take another big breath. Inhale and close your eyes and exhale. So I want to take you guys back to the moment that you actually signed up for the challenge. Some of you are in right away. This is what I want. This is what I need. Some of you, it took a little bit of convincing. Was it going to be worth it? You signed up for the challenge because you wanted something you felt you wanted. You wanted to learn something. You wanted to grow. You wanted to grow your business. You wanted to see how it was done from the people that are possibly in the position that you want to be in. So you went ahead and signed up. And that was your first win. You signed up, you took action, you went for it. You went for it. And you showed up in this Facebook group or you showed up on this page and the energy in you is going crazy. And then this woman shows up, Jennifer. She comes on day one and talks about being a finisher. She talks about 3 parts to succeeding in a challenge. And the first part is the habit of finishing what you start. Second part is the training that we do every single day. And the third part is the action. Whatever action you're doing, you're taking directive action. And you listen and you go and you decide to commit. And you give yourself a whatever it takes attitude for the rest of the week. You show up, you're ready. You have a whatever it takes attitude. And you say to yourself, I'm going to be a finisher. I'm going to go all out and I'm going to finish what I start. We start day one with a great video. Everyone's pumped up. We learn that the machine of our sexy business machine and what it should look like, that there's 3 stages to our machine. We have input and an output stage. And we know how to start the machine. It's all up to us. We have a throughput stage where all the actions that we have to take are there so that we can get to our output stage, which is our outcomes, the results that we want to achieve. We look at this and we say we have to start with the end in mind. We have to start with some sort of direction. We have to work our way backwards. We end that day knowing exactly what we want to accomplish over the next 90 days. And also what we need to be like as a person with our power words, with our stance, what we need to do to show up every single day for the next 90 days to complete what it is that we need to do. Now we move on to day 2. Day 2 was a powerful day as I gave you the business growth model for growing your business. This is a roadmap that you guys can use forever now to grow your business. Whether you're starting, you're building, or you're growing your business. There's 3 really important pillars to growing your business. There's the get leads, there's the make sales, and there's the expand your business part. And many of you guys here had a realization of the inverse triangle of the customer journey. Realizing that you don't need to create a course first. You don't need to be a technology person. You don't need to put that work in. You need to create your process first. First, you need to learn what works and what doesn't. You need to learn while you earn. And many of you made videos saying what it is that you need to work in. Some of you need to work on getting more leads so that you have people showing up. Some of you need more sales. Some of you need to expand your business and create leverage. Then we went on to day 3, and we've already done so much. But in day 3, when we work on something called our niche. We work on a niche because we want to move our way up the authority pathway to become a tribe leader on our way to be an expert, on our way to being a brand. No, we don't need to be an expert. We need to be a tribe leader. We need to have a group of people that we're committing to with who are appreciating what it is that we're doing. And we need to be very specific in what we're doing so that we're niched down. We create a more specific idea of what we can actually do to serve our community, to serve our people, to help our people. So we've created niches for ourselves now. And we created videos, and whether they were good or overwhelming, it didn't matter. We did it, and we took our first step at doing it. Yay! It's like trying on clothes. We're going to try it on until something felt good. When we got the feedback, or maybe people were starting to pay us because now we're in our niche. Then we went on to day 4, and we learned what an offer was. We learned what a big mistake people were making, just selling their product or service as a shallow part of the iceberg, right? We looked at the iceberg and we said, we want to go deeper. We said we want to go deeper. We need to create an offer. We need to create an exchange, an outcome exchange, not just a transactional exchange. People need to see the results, the transformation that we're giving. And so we worked on creating an offer together. And you gave some examples of what an offer could look like. The key is to have a really special offer to really unpack what's inside so that people can understand what they're really getting for what they're being given. And we wanted to make the value bigger than the risk. So you went ahead and you created your offers and you went to work. Yeah, you did that. You've done all of that. You've done all of these 4 things. And now you come into day 5 and you showed up strong. You showed up. You're here right now. And you've learned what it takes to take a step towards the next level, the next momentum step that you need to take in this challenge to keep going forward. You learned that we're here. We're the ones who make or break our success. And so we need to determine what state we're in to get ourselves into momentum as quickly as possible. And now we're here. We're here right now. And you can see that when you started this challenge, you may have been off track. You may have been on track. Maybe this challenge has put you on track. Maybe this challenge has given you some direction that you needed to move forward. And maybe, just maybe, you're in the best position possible to succeed in your business and in life. So there is some of you who are going to go and continue doing this on your own. And that is totally cool, my friend. And there's some of you who want to continue to do this with me. And that is also totally cool. So open your eyes. And I want to ask you guys, are you ready to take the next step? Are you ready to level up, to go to the next level? Are you ready to continue doing this? Are you ready to grow your business and live your passion? If you are really great already, I want to share with you what that is going to look like. If you're ready. If not, that's cool, right? I invite you, though, to stay throughout this whole thing. And I want you to look at this as a model. I want to show you what it looks like when we teach. And this model is going to be your offer, okay? So let's talk about it. When we think about all the things that we have to do to grow our business, we think about everything that we need to do. And there really is quite a lot to do. But we don't have to do it all. And that's encouraging. We don't have to do it all. That's why I created a business growth model, so that you can chunk it down. You can prioritize. And most of you, the biggest problem is getting leads. You don't have the people to talk to make the sale. So there's no point in creating the deliverables. If you don't have the sales, there's no point in working on the sales system. The offer and all of that stuff is irrelevant until you have people to talk to. And so are you really interested in creating more leads, getting more leads? Then your priority is getting these leads. Not just any leads, but you want to build fans. You want to build a community. You want to build a tribe. You want to get to that next level, because we want to move up the authority pathway. We want to go up the authority pathway. So what I've done is I've showcased that I can become a tribe leader for you by showcasing my authority to you. I understand what it takes. I am demonstrating my knowledge. I understand what it takes not only to go from where you are right now to building a tribe. I've done it a couple of times. I've done it for myself. I've done it for my students. So I know what it takes to get to that next level, to get those leads coming in. I know how it works. And so when I thought about what would be the best possible things for you guys, the best way to serve you guys, and remember, the goal of being an entrepreneur is to serve you guys, to help you guys, and create a profit at the same time. You make more money when you help more people. It's all about helping your community. It's all about being there for your community. And so when we thought about what we really can do to help you, I thought about a lot of things. How to get you leads, how to build a tribe, and how to grow your business sustainable. And that's why I created Smart from Scratch for the beginners and a Freedom Revolution for the slightly more advanced businesses. And so these programs are, it's a three-part program to get your first 1,000 fans. Not friends, but fans. It's your ultimate tribe, okay? And I'm going to take you through it, what it looks like and how it works. And how then you're going to be able to make decisions on what you think from there, okay? So step number one, we need to build a network. Because if you don't have a network, you don't have a potential for leads. So the goal for building a network is to have your dream ideal customers in your network, right there in your network, so that not only can you show authority, but you know what to do. So some of my challenges people have is, where do I find my audience? Where are my target people? How do I reach them? How do I get them into my network? And so we build our network, and I'm going to teach you how to do that. I'm going to teach you how to set up your network outside so that the people understand what it is that they're looking for. We teach you how, with a different approach, to build a network and how to borrow ethically from other groups and audiences and people who have your most desired people in their groups. We teach you different areas where to look and where to spend your time and how to bring them in. So that's part one of part two. So part two is we have to build your authority. Once you're in your network, what are you supposed to say, okay? How are they supposed to build that know, like, and trust factor? How are you supposed to build your know, like, and trust? If you don't know what to share, you don't have a structure and it's going to be really hard for you. And one of the most common mistakes that I see, and one of the most common challenges, is that a lot of the new business owners don't have a plan. And even if you're established in business, you might not have a structure. And it's really hard then to be able to get it right. So in Freedom from Scratch, as well as in Freedom Revolution, not only do you get a plan, we give you a simple structure on how to create your content. So how do you create information fast, quick, and effective? How do you make sure that you're not only talking to the right people, but you're making sure that you're giving your authority, you're showing them your authority, so you're building trust. So when you're ready to do something called move your tribe to the sales part, guess what? They want to put their hand up. So we've crafted different ways for you to seamlessly move your tribe through the sales system. Move them into a sales system, get them to be willing and able to say, that's me, I want to buy from you. And then you want to go ahead and move them into the sales conversation, okay? So now they're in our system. So each part is all about to get the lead side. It's all about get the leads, because then you build your network. And if you then build your authority, you can move them into the sales. And this, you've just done the first stage of level 1 of getting leads. So that's a big problem solved, right? And that's a huge relief, because now there's an opportunity for you to build your business and get money coming in. So Smart from Scratch, as well as Freedom Revolution, is a 3-part program to get your first 1,000 true fans. Now, in these programs, we focus on 7 simple steps, because after a lot of trial and error, we found that there are 7 steps to creating a high profit, high impact business that leverages automation. We also found that if one of these steps is missing, then it could end up with you being burnt out, confused, or overwhelmed, and no one has time for that. So step 1 is how to leverage your high ticket offer. Step 2 is your skill set. Step 3 is automation. And step 4 is building your tribe. Step 5 is the mentality, the mindset mentality. Step 6 is mentorship. And step 7 is the energy of a high vibe community. So what you're going to get in these programs are weekly emails with video lessons and worksheets, okay? And the program goes on for 8 weeks. And we're going to develop the specific skills that you need to get more results in your business, to grow your tribe and get the leads coming in. We're going to have a live Q&A calls hosted by me or one of my team. And we're going to, put all the videos that you can look at any time and all the worksheets. We're going to put that all in one little place that you can always access. And we'll have a special Facebook page where you can talk to other people as well as our team, ask questions, okay? Now, if you think that's valuable, then you're going to love also the Q&A session. And we're doing this in a group setting where everyone can hear you. And because we're all working on the same issues, you're getting personal feedback on that, and you can move forward a lot faster. So you're going to get a fillable worksheet, a workbook. How many love the workbook that you got with this challenge, right? Well, the workbook shows the models. It shows the working models, also the plans and the structures and the examples and the places for you to actually do the work. So that when you actually start creating the workbook, you can keep everything together in one place and know exactly where it is that you are, and you review where you need to go. And we're going to give you examples of what's worked in the past, and we're going to give you examples of what doesn't work and what does work. Okay, so no one is perfect at what we do, okay? But when you do it enough times, you see what works and you see what doesn't. So there's also a private group for the tribe members only. And if you thought that the community here is valuable, and I bet a lot of you thought that, so if you thought that this community was valuable, it's going to be priceless to be part of this group, because it's almost as good as the training. So being supportive in this environment is amazing. Now you also get access to this, and you get access to all of us. And because there's a lot of things happening and changing in the landscape, we're going to constantly keep everything updated. Anything new that we find, anything that we learn, we're just going to add it to the group, okay? So again, the value of that could easily be anywhere in the 3,000 area. But what good is an offer without some bonuses, right? So when I thought about what bonuses are best going to benefit you, then this really came to mind. One of them is understanding what we can't do at all and that we need help. We need some support, right? We're really in a place where there's a lot of things that we can do, but we shouldn't do them. We have to start to learn to pick and choose so we don't burn ourselves out. And that means that there's things that we can't do, things that we cannot do. And so what tends to happen is we get to 100% capacity of where we are, then we get stuck, but we're stuck at 100% capacity. But if you want to increase your income, you don't need to elevate the type of work that you're doing. So you're stuck doing $10 an hour task. Guess what? Your income is going to be stuck at $10 an hour kind of stuff. If you're doing $100 an hour type of stuff, then your income's going to get stuck there as well. $500, $1,000, guess what? That's where your income style is going to get stuck. So your goal is to get away from the lower end stuff, the stuff that you can get other people to do, the income level that is stopping you from getting to the higher level. So when you come into Smart from Scratch or Freedom Revolution, you're going to have some great momentum and people coming in and showing you how to move closer to the sales, which is why I created these amazing bonuses. So you don't have to sit there figuring it all out yourself. Now, this amazing bonus is my Template Supreme, my Supreme templates. And I'm going to give you tools, resources, the templates that I use. I walk you through my email management system. You know, you're going to get my planning system. And I walk you through everything like it's done for you. All you need to do is follow along so you get all my templates. And, you know, that's not enough. We've got another one for you. I've got another bonus for you. And bonus number two is really important. So some of you are saying, God, I really don't have time to do all of this. There is so much work to start or grow a business. Yes, there is. Time is a factor. Time is an issue for everyone, right? I don't have time. A lot of you don't have time. We have to create time. Like we said, we have to create the space for the most important things. So I walk you through a model at the beginning on day one called the GRSD method. And that was a method of planning, action, and reflection. Now, there's also an execution plan on how to really make that work. And it's a GRSD, get the right stuff done method, remember? So we're getting faster results without burning out or sacrificing time, sacrificing ourselves and the people that we love. Now, if you love that model, you're going to love that bonus. I walk you through how I plan my week, how I do my week, how I'm able to create a minimum of an extra 10 hours a week to do the things that I need to do by some simple practices and some simple principles. So if you're like, I don't have the time, guess what? I guarantee you that you will when you go through the GRSD, the Get the Right Stuff Done method. You're going to find the time to create the time, and then you're going to see your success level up. Now, because when you're doing not only the most urgent things, you're doing the most important things, you're getting the most important priority things done. So this is a way of prioritization. This is a way to plan, it's a way to take action, and it's a way to reflect. This is also a way at doing the things that you reflect on an activity level so that you can make better decisions the following week. So if you continue to do the cycle and use this method, you're going to be able to get better results and you don't have to sacrifice all the things that you want. You get the right stuff done, which is what you need to do on a week-to-week basis to move yourself forward. You can't be working on random stuff, people. You just can't, because that's not going to move us forward. It's working on the right stuff that matters to us, and that's going to move us forward. Now, this is a minimum of $300 that I could be charging for it, right? But I'm not going to do that because it's bonus number 3. And it's bonus number 2. But that's not it. Because bonus number 3 is a really special one, guys. Listen, you guys, you've had my motivation. You've had my encouragement. You've had my way of showing up for you to help you become a finisher. But when we get into the real world, sometimes there's no one there to do it for us. Sometimes your own willpower and environment is not strong enough. Sometimes you have to rely on principles and strategies. Sometimes you have to rely on someone else. Now, I'm a great starter, but in the past, I've not always been a great finisher until I learned the finisher's formula, the productivity secret of finishing, to starting every single day, right? One of the principles here, the specific tools and strategies that I become to be a finisher and the habits of finishing. Once you're aware of these extra things that are stopping you, blocking you, getting in your way, you can start to make plans and strategies to get them out of the way. So that's the finisher's formula. That's the finisher's plan. And it's famous in my tribe because it's exciting. It's awesome, okay? So you do it. You post it before you start. It's the motivation again. It's that little bit of extra oomph to your step. So imagine yourself being able to start every single time. Just imagine yourself showing up to what you do in this project, in the next project, build your ultimate tribe, get those leads, get those sales, finish what you start. Are you going to be able to get better results? Yes, of course you are, because if you don't finish what you start, you'll never get the results that you want. End of period, end of story. This is a very methodical, systematic way of not just encouraging you, of motivating you, but it's a systematic way of doing it. And that is bonus number 3. And that's probably around $300 as well. So we built a tribe. That's about $3,000. We have the templates, the supreme templates. We have the get the right stuff done model and the finisher's formula. And that's a total value of $4,100 if you want to get access to all of that. Now, the normal tuition of what we ask outside of this challenge is $1,295. And I think that's very, very fair to get access to all of this, to have leads coming in, to be a tribe leader, to get the templates, to get the right stuff done all the time, right? To become a finisher. That itself is worth the normal tuition. But since you're a challenger, you have a special tuition right now, because I cannot give this to you for free. I wish I could, but I can't. But we need to make sure that you guys value it. And it's really important that you know that you need to show up for this. So the tuition for Start From Scratch and for Freedom Revolution is $997, and you can get access to all of this. What you need to do is go to mindfulmarketing.club/SFS, Smart From Scratch, and you'll see a page how to get your program and to build your ultimate tribe for $997. If you go to Freedom Revolution, that's mindfulmarketing.club/FR. Now, of course, we have a 30-day money-back guarantee. Remember, risk reversal. Try it for 30 days. If you're not satisfied, I really don't want your money, but I'm going to make sure that you're satisfied. You know I love to over-deliver, and I deliver a lot. I want to see you exceed your expectations. I want to see your expectations. So I give you a 30-day money-back guarantee, okay? So that if this sounds like something you should do, you have a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're serious about getting leads, building your ultimate tribe, growing your business, growing your business, getting to that 10,000 a month mark, perfect. Join us. But of course, I have a fast action bonus because you guys need some urgency. Some of you guys are on the fence, right? You need a little bit of a kick on the butt. And I know this program works. I know because we do it, and I've seen the results myself. So I'm not scared to go all out for you guys, to serve you even better and try to do my best even more, and to say, okay, the thing right now for you to do is you need to get more leads. Then this program, I believe 100% wholeheartedly, is going to help you. So I'm going to do something completely insane. It's a little bit outrageous. And the reason I want to do this is because I don't just believe in our product. I believe in what we're doing. I believe in action takers as well. Fast action takers. So that is why I have something crazy. I'm going to give every single one of you who enrolls within 24 hours extra one-on-one coaching session, right? So you can get access to all of this for $997. Go to mindfulmarketingclub.sf or mindfulmarketingclub /Freedom Revolution for Freedom Revolution. You get weekly trainings. You get Q&A calls weekly. You get the workbooks with what's working. You get the templates. You get the GRSD method to make sure you're doing the right things at the right time, to create time to do it. You get the finishing formula so you understand how to finish what you start on a systematic basis. You get the big fast action bonus, working one-on-one with me, if you enroll in the next 24 hours for $997. Now, this offer is available for the next 3 days, but you only have these 3 days to get it. And then the price is going to go back up to normal course price. Now, it's 8 weeks, like I said, so you have 3 days to make your decision. If you want to get into the tribe, you have 24 hours to decide to get my one-on-one extra coaching, which of course I recommend. So you don't talk yourself out of it, because you have 30-day money back guarantee. You get a fast action bonus, my friend. So make sure you get into action fast. Don't miss out on that. You have 24 hours to get your fast action bonus. You have 3 days to make a decision if you want this at the discounted price for $997. I'm here always if you want to ask any questions. Hopefully, though, I was very clear on what we do. And now also I want to be clear that that's the offer, okay? This is what I wanted to teach you guys. This is the tonality. This is the way that I talked about the promise. This is the way that I talked about your problems. This is the way that I talked about my process for you growing your tribe. The promise even is I'm going to help you build your ultimate tribe. So the last 5 days have been intense. So great, right? So great. I am so grateful for you having spent your time with me. So there's no more lives with me over the next few days. That's a shame. It's up to you to do it at your own pace, unless you sign up at mindfulmarketing.club/SFS, Smart from Scratch, or mindfulmarketing.club/FR for Freedom Revolution. So that way, listen, this challenge is going to stay open for a little while. You can watch these 6 videos in whatever time you want. There's no pressure on how fast you do it. But this is the same for my group coaching programs. You can watch the videos at whatever pace you want. So we're going to be in the Facebook group. We usually answer all your questions within, a day kind of thing. We're here to help you. We're all on the same journey. We're all going through the same stuff. We're doing the same stuff. And I want you guys to know that you're all having the same obstacles. You have the same questions. You have the same struggles. And I can answer them relatively for everyone. I just want to be your advocate. I want to help you get there. I want to be your support system to help you get to the next level of your business. So I'm going to say this one more time. I really appreciate you. It has been my absolute honor to be your guide throughout these 5 videos, and I'm honoring your commitment to learn and grow. So now it's your turn to make the decision to grow your business with me. And let's finish what we started now, my friends. I really look forward to welcoming you inside one of our group coaching programs soon, or talk to me for one-on-one mentoring. That's fine as well. Have an amazing rest of the day. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye for now.